All right, on the questions, you all don't have to answer, but if you definitely have a strong feeling about it, please raise your hand so I get you the mic. Okay. What pathway are you in and why did you choose it? Who wants to take and tackle that?
I'm in the welding pathway, and I picked it because it's kind of like dangerous to do. It pays a lot of money.
Anybody else?
I'm in early child education pathway, and I chose this pathway because I have a passion for wanting to help young kids.
I'm taking computer science as I think sophomore year. I choose it because it was a requirement to graduate, but when I started taking it, I feel like I like it, so I stay with it. And then now I'm taking advanced manufacturing. I think it's a really good opportunity. When you go outside high school, you can go and work for it if you are willing to educate and pay attention in your class. Listen, you can make a lot of money with that class. So that's what money. That's all. That's what I choose.
Honestly, for the money. I've always wanted to be kind of like in the helping field, like a firefighter. I want to go to the Air Force, but I'm still in nursing through there. But I've always just wanted to help out. And there's a lot of different things you can do in nursing, so you really need to look into it. But for the money, I'm sure.
I'm in cosmetology because it inspired me to show my creativity in hair.
I'm in digital design because I wanted to design things digitally. I don't know, my creativity through the computer and whatnot.
As you can tell, that they're all in it for the money, right? You need to understand that, yes, when you graduate and you have the certifications and you have the education that CT provides, you do have a better opportunity to earn a better ways than just having a high school diploma. How did you first learn about your pathway and what possible career aspirations you have from your pathway?
I learned about my pathway. I really just picked one and I decided to stick with it. And it worked out best for me because, like, if y'all don't know, I'm one of the best barbers in the school. If y'all need my haircut, come to me. But yeah, take back there, you out. But yeah, this pathway, it made me realize I actually have a passion for cutting hair, and it's something I enjoy and it's something I like doing. And you can also teach people how to cut hair, and they can also learn stuff. And just keep on going and going.
So the first time I learned about my pathway of entrepreneurship was when I was going into ninth grade. They pulled up all the pathways and showed me the list of them, and I just chose the one with business so I could have a secondary source of income if primary things don't work out.
First, I learned advanced manufacturing from AI. I know some of you like AI, right? And possible careers that you can take will be engineer, robotics, after all that. And plus, I'm taking computer science, it's almost connected. So, yeah.
If you don't quite understand what advanced manufacturing is that he's talking about, just Google it stuff. It is a cool profession, and it's always a very growing field, and it changes a lot. All right, have each one of you kind of explain what a typical day in your pathway looks like, okay?
Miss White is super chill. She gives out snacks, so she's a cool teacher. A typical day, right now we're working on like designing shirts and we have a 3D printer that we're borrowing and we just get to, you get to do whatever like designs you want, whatever, for the assignments and it's really cool and that's why I like it.
Shout out to Miss Lucky, she's one of the best other cosmetology teachers. A typical day we do in cosmetology is either hair, nails, you can do lashes, facials. We practice sometimes with each other with waxes on our hands, and yeah.
Well, for me personally in CNN, we have had like a couple different teachers coming in and out. But right now with Miss Fisher in CNN, a typical day is like you come in and you take notes and it's like a test. I'm not gonna lie, it's test back to back to back to back. And one really important thing that you have to learn is it's not enough to just take notes. Like you genuinely have to retain the information because when you're out in the real world and you're testing a patient, this, that, and the third, you need to actually know the information. You can't go back to your notes. You have to actually know your stuff. So with them tests, you really need to lock in because it's gonna be a lot. Just keep honest.
So in advanced manufacturing, you get here at 8, and then you check in with your homeroom, and then by 8:20, you leave for advanced manufacturing. That's about 15 minutes away from here. And when you get there, the first 40 minutes, you take notes and teacher is talking to you. Then depends if it's Wednesday or Friday, you do labs, like you use drills, you use tools for construction or advanced manufacturing, or either you can use a robot that we got over there, you can manipulate and you can use it, or we do quizzes.
Honestly, my class is like a really calm class. Like, she give us snacks every now and again, but like every day will be like learning and studying information on how to take care of young kids better.
For me, we take a 25-minute drive down west, go in, get your equipment on, and weld. You take 2 plates, cut it, and you bevel them, and you weld. And then it's like a test. We have bend tests where like you cut the plate, put it in the bend machine, and then you bend it. If you pass, you pass. If you don't, you gotta do it again.
All right, boom. All right, so being in a barber class, it's what you make it. Like, if you don't want to do the work, you're not gonna learn nothing. If you do the work, you're gonna learn some stuff. Like, the more work you do, we don't just cut hair. We do what she said, nails, facials, we do all that. Even as a boy, you gotta learn how to braid hair, mannequins and all that.
A normal day in business would be reading about entrepreneurs, how they grew up, what they did in their life to earn their success, or the secondary thing is we go out to the courtyards, clean them up for classes to go out in warmer seasons, or what we did a few days back was we went outside and cleaned up one of the transport buses to field trips and stuff like that.
To give you an idea, when they say they were going off-site, we have another campus that's over on Franklin that a part of our entrepreneur, our CD classes go to. So raise your hand if you go off campus. So advanced manufacturing and welding are represented up here. The rest of these are all done on our campus. We also have construction, which is off campus, and we'll also have HVAC that's off campus as well next year. So, and that's only about a 15-minute drive over there. So the welding's not gonna go quite as far next year because it's moving over to our new campus over there. Okay? All right. What's the one thing that's been the hardest or most challenging for you in your pathway? Who wants to give that a shot?
I would say having to do finger waves. It's really like a difficult technique to use. And having to do it in a certain way so it doesn't mess up.
Honestly, the hardest thing right now is staying on top of the work because the way that my class is set up, I don't know if it will be the same by the time anybody here wants to take CNA, but like, there's notes. There's notes every single day when you come in. It's called lecture. And if you miss a day, you just miss a day. If you don't get the notes from your friends or anything like that, then you don't get the notes. And they're pretty crucial to your grade. And a lot of those tests are like big points because like throughout the week it's just straight notes. So it's not that many tests, honestly. So those tests are pretty crucial. And if you don't have all the necessities that you need, like your notes, you're gonna lose.
I think in advanced manufacturing, you got some certification in construction as well, because I know you get the OSHA training 10 hours. That's about like 2 hours a day with the quizzes, zero phone, nothing, no talking with the OSHA instructor. OSHA is occupational safety and health administration that can help you like not to kill yourself. So it's not challenging or hard to do it. It's just a lot. 2 hours a day with the reviews and just pay attention, trying to not fall asleep during the training. But I think it's cool because it's worth it. Because with the training, you can get more opportunities with jobs. Like you saying, I got OSHA 10 and they will be like, cool. Because some of those, they don't have it. And us as a high school scholars, we get the opportunity to get it done and get it when we are in high school.
Honestly, I wouldn't say there's a lot of like hard things about my pathway, but I would say communication could be one of them. If you have a hard time communicating with people, I don't think this is your pathway. But we also did a baby project, and it was like taking a real baby. You gotta feed the baby, you gotta change the baby. You sleep in, the baby will wake you up when it start crying. And yeah. She also gave us like scenarios to like the baby has a diaper rash, what would you do? And like yeah.
The hardest thing I would say for me was learning how to weld overhead. It's like weld over your head, and then gravity's pulling the hot metal down onto your body. So like you will have to learn how to weld in a good position, not to burn yourself, and couldn't do that.
Honestly, the hardest thing about barbering is really, you just gotta learn how to be patient with it. Like, if you try to rush, it's gonna mess you up. You just gotta learn to be patient and have self-control and just stay focused.
My pathway, there's not too much difficulty in it. All you gotta do is pay attention, know how to do the work you're told to do, and just keep going. That's all.
The most challenging thing, I don't know, you have to work in groups, so if you like working by, you don't have to, some assignments are solo and some are with groups, so you can get experience with both. Some projects are can be like posters, like you have to actually like sit at the table and draw it, and it's not at the computer. But some are on the computer. You gotta know what you're doing on the computer, and it's not that difficult. You just gotta put some creativity and do what the assignment tells you. Not everyone is like, what you just do whatever you want. Sometimes you gotta like have rules like, oh, you can't do this and you can't do that. So you have to work around that or find some way to, do it.
Okay, before we move on to the next question, could you explain a little bit what clinicals are for the CNA?
No, I can't because I'm not in the CNA. I'm in principles of healthcare.
She's just, normal, you have to take principles of healthcare, you gotta take fundamentals of healthcare, before you get to clinicals, and she's not. That's where she's gonna be at next year, okay? But for the nursing program, they actually have clinicals where they go out and are working with patients. And that's why she keeps stressing, it's good to know what you're doing. All right, so who can tell us about, where do you think this pathway is gonna take you? Do you see yourself in this job in the future, or is it just something to get you to that next level on that?
I think this is gonna help me to get on the next level. Doing hair, it comes with a lot of stuff, like, advantage and disadvantage, like how he said down there, you gotta be patient, you got to be really patient. If you don't be patient, it's not gonna turn out good, and your client ain't gonna pay you good.
To be honest, Mr. Hill just kind of came into my class and was like, pick a pathway, and so I did, because the design sounded good. Do I see myself doing this in like 5 years? Good chance, I don't know. I do like it, but I don't know if there's like something else better that I would like to do, but right now I do like it.
I want to add on to what Carl said. Being in the nursing field, you have to be patient. It takes a lot of years, a lot of time, a lot of exams, but in the future for me, I'm gonna be honest, I'm kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. I still want to be in the nursing field, but like I said, there's a lot of things that you can do, and I just want to pick the best route for me. Because although I said I am doing it for the money, there's also because I genuinely want to help, and I want to be in the nursing field, so I do see myself doing the future, but the route I have to take to get there is undecided. But that also, like I said, plays a big part in just being patient and taking your time and making sure it's what you want to do.
Before I say mine, I wanna be able to think about your future from now on, because right now I'm a senior and I'm trying to figure it out. Last time, what am I gonna do after high school when I'm not going to college? So that's just a reminder. I know it's too early for y'all, but as early you start, more possibilities you will have. So think about it. And I see my future doing robotics or engineer or computer science. I'm working right now with getting a real estate license, and I will do entrepreneurship. But it's cool to have skills that you learn in your CTE programs, and it's cool because if you don't have thinking to go into college, you can work for that and learn more about it. But nowadays you don't have to go to college to have a good job. So if you pay attention, like I said before, and you're really down to learn something, you can make money from there. And I think it's cool to have like something that can help you when you're about to go out of high school. But I don't think I will do any engineer, robotics, or AI when I leave here. Who knows? Might be not. I'm working on it. But like I said before, as soon as possible, you keep thinking on your future, more possibilities you will have.
Honestly, if you choose this pathway, you're 9 times out of 10 going to be a teacher, and I don't think I want to be a teacher, but this pathway is going to help me in my career field. I want to be a physical therapist that works with young children, so like learn how to deal with young children, how to communicate better. This pathway is going to help me achieve that goal.
I see myself going lawyer like a good couple of years after I get out of school, because the money just keeps going up, and it's a good career path to have. It's good skills to learn for me, because it can go into other trades and it can open up a lot of opportunities for you in the future.
Me personally, I'm gonna be a barber, so that's all I gotta say.
Do I see a career in entrepreneurship? Yes. A job could be made out of it. You can have this a side earner, so you're making money passively. There's a lot to be made out of it.
Understand, our welding student here is not in his first year of welding. This is his second year, and he's actually helping out in the welding class as an assistant, and he helps the other first-year welders and stuff do this. So there are opportunities for you, and if I remember right, you're getting paid while you're helping the students. So he's earning some money already from this career while at school. So there's opportunities that will help you out on that as well. Okay, thank you, everybody. And one thing I want to point out, a lot of them didn't know exactly what this pathway was, but they're finding out that it's actually enjoyable what they're doing, and they also see that it leads to other places they can possibly go. So thank you guys for all your comments and all your hard work in the CTE program.
Okay, quick announcement.
Hey, chill out, sit down. We're not done, guys, pay attention.
Okay, the following people, if any of these scholars are here, I need to see you before you leave. Okay, you weren't here the day we picked classes for next year, so we need to talk real quick. And I apologize if I don't get your name right. Naisha Banks, Kyron Downing, Isaiah Waits, Ulysses Manuel Rivera, Justin Guerrero, Yeni Mercado, Aiden Grant, Success Williams, or Noah Chisholm. So in a minute, when we dismiss, if you are here, come meet me up here before you leave.
All right, one more time, I just want to say thank you to our student panelists. They did not have to do this, but they raised their hand for a leadership opportunity. We really appreciate you. At this time, if you're an 8th grade teacher, you can go ahead and